us, bud. It's quite ironic that the last time we spoke, literally on the podcast, we said we were never doing the podcast again. And then we spent 7 years, and then the next episode.
In Tibet.
Yeah.
Having sex with Brad Pitt. Tommy, I always like to just say that. Just before the recent videos you've been putting out, you know, I want everyone to know that I liked Tommy before it was cool to like Tommy. So fuck all y'all.
Yeah, back in the days when it wasn't cool to like Tommy. Those hard days where it was a slog to like Tommy.
Back when Tommy was miserable and it was worth, it was worth the effort to like him. Now Tommy's all happy. I'm like.
I prefer his earlier material.
There's no challenge. No challenge to liking you now, Tommy. It's easy.
Oh, well, I'll be miserable just to be nice to you. Life is shit, isn't it, Spud? Oh,
be moody.
Spud. Yeah. Oh man.
Tell me about your glasses, Tommy. Tell me about your problems in your glasses. Tell me. I need your problems, Tommy.
What's wrong with your eyes? Why are you always going about your eyes?
No, fair play to you, man. Fair play to you for doing those videos, because I don't think I'm the type. I mean, I wouldn't be the type of person to be so honest in the video, public stuff like that. Even though I do reveal quite a lot about myself on the podcast, I don't think I'd be able to do what you've done. So fair play to you, man.
Well, thanks, man. The whole idea of, well, not the whole idea. One of the ideas when I started doing all of this was because there's so much shit and bullshit talked in these circles that I'd go, well, what if I was just honest about all of it? You know, but try not as much as possible not just to be a whingy bastard either, like not just. So it's just so in that way it's kind of easy for me to be that honest because that's the point. You know what I mean? It's not that I have to kind of, but I don't know. Sometimes I can't be as honest as that. It depends on, yourself. When it involves other people, you just can't. You can't. It's not.
Yeah.
Even though it's your story, even though it's it's your life and it's your thing, it's just, and even if they're totally in the wrong or whatever it is, it's just, I don't know. It's not nice to be doing that kind of thing. So I can be as honest as I can with my own kind of stuff within a certain kind of.
Yeah. Plus, as well, there's the whole thing of like, you're only ever presenting one side of something.
Yeah.
Like you are. So.
Yeah, the correct and true side of everything that happened in my life is what I talk about.
Of course, yeah, of course. My head is up my arse since I came back from down the thing. I can't seem to get back into my normal life at all. When did I come back? Saturday. What day is today? Wednesday. And I'm just walking around with a big sulky head on me. Fucking everything. I can only see the bad in everything, and I'm just like. I don't like this. Is old me. Why have I regressed? The hell is going? Like even like the young lad had a young lad moment this morning, and I know it's just a young lad thing, but it's still in my head. And he was some really, the videos. I think there's a Reddit subreddit. What am I saying? I'm such a luddite. There's a subreddit. I think kids
are fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And so he had this massive cry this morning about his sister having 2 pieces of toothpaste. That was it.
Yeah.
Like just went nuts. Like just and I just couldn't really handle it. I had to walk away and stuff. I had to go downstairs and wait.
That is handling it though, isn't it? Walking away rather than
no, it's not
losing it with him or throwing him out the window or
Well, that's definitely not handling it.
That's definitely not.
But I'm just like, no, but like a couple of weeks ago, I'd have been like calmer and been able to talk about it and been able to sort it out. But like I didn't. Like I did the worst thing possible. Like I took them, not the worst thing possible. Jeez, I didn't.
Throw him out the window.
Hit them around like that, throw him in the window. But like most of the walk to school with them, I was kind of giving out to him, just like, which I knew like the stuff coming out of my mouth was just. No, I wasn't. That makes it sound aggressive. It's not that it was aggressive, but it's just that I could hear my parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard my parents, and I kept hearing them, and I kept saying to myself, "Stop doing that, you idiot." But then I'd do it again, and I'd say, "Why are you crying?" And then he was like, "'Cause you're shouting at me." He said, "Yeah, but why was I shouting at you?" And finally he got it because he had been in the wrong. And then I felt even worse because I'm like, oh, I got one over a 5-year-old.
I won.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
But it's not about winning, but it's just that like It's I don't know if I'm explaining it properly. It's that you're trying to show someone the error of their ways, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And you want them to learn from it, but like, but calm the fuck down, man. He's 5.
Yeah, but the thing
You
is,
know?
like, yeah, and yes, all of that, and I've a 2.5-year-old who's way eviler than your 5-year-old. And it's like there's some. I think walking away though, like with that thing, that is sometimes handling it. That is the best thing in the thing. Well, don't walk away and leave him in the middle of like a crowded shopping centre or something. Like if it's your bathroom, but it's like. Particularly with the 2.5-year-old, because what he's literally doing is seeing how much he can get away with it. You know what I mean? That's exactly that. And that can be like at the minute. He's fun. He's fun to be around. You know, he's like very, very full on. Whenever, and there's just a point where it's just a kind of relentlessness where you can go, yeah, okay, and you take it and you take it. And there's one point where you just go, I'm going to fucking kill him. You know what I mean? And you just go, right, no, stop. But it's like that thing of hearing your parents. It's so odd, like things that you said you would never say, and then you just go, no, I just said that and meant it. That's like
yeah. Sometimes I even try and cover my own tracks with them. I'm like, when I was your age, Granny hit me when I behaved.
Would you like that?
No, I can't hit him. You know what I mean?
It's illegal now, anyway. So it was probably illegal back then too.
I don't know if it is here, to be honest. I know lots of people still do it over here and stuff.
Oh yeah, it still happens a lot, and you see it in.
It happens a lot everywhere. It's not just Poland is bad because this happened. It happens fucking everywhere, you know. But it's just, I don't know. But plus as well, it's just I don't know. Like it's kind of like I was down helping the father-in-law, and it's mad. Like you go from this kind of okay, it's hard work. I mean, Jesus, sometimes we're on the site at fucking 7. We weren't home until 11 that night, kind of thing, you know.
Can you explain to people who don't know what you're actually doing?
So the father-in-law has a ranch, and he has 2 new foals. So I think it brings the horses up to what 11, 12. There's another foal coming as well. He's going to end up having 15 of these horses, but he's building a kind of B&B and an enclosed corral, big one, 20 meters diameter across. It's fucking massive. It's going to be it's the only one that's going to be in the fucking county. It's huge.
Right, okay.
So, I'm helping him out with that. And like, you go down there and you work your arse off, but you have no responsibilities really, other than your own safety,
right.
And the other people on the building site. And like when I come back here, I was just kind of overwhelmed by everything. It's like, oh fuck, I'm in charge of these little humans. I'm not a good enough person to do that. Like it's just all like I've been doing it for ages, but it just all leaves you, and you come back and you're like, fuck, I can't do this. I don't know how to do it. I'm going to mess this up. Like I'm not good enough at it. I can't. I'm going upstairs, and you just kind of walk away, and you're like, and then you're upstairs, and you're like, I'm a terrible person. I've left my children. What am I doing? Like, I need to go back down and make amends. But then they're annoying, and they're shouting and fighting and biting, and you're like, what? Okay, I'll just play with them for a minute or two, and then you take out your phone, and you look at Twitter, and you're like, it's the first time you've looked at Twitter in days, and you're like,
well, that's your problem.
Why do I follow all these people? What am I doing in my life? Like even Reddit, like I loved Reddit there, especially for a while when I was getting into all the Celtic stuff. I had to leave Reddit because someone followed me on Reddit. Now I know you follow me on Reddit, but that's different. You know me.
Yeah.
But someone I don't know followed me on Reddit, and I haven't been able to post since because it just freaks me out. Who the fuck was following me on Reddit that I don't know? And I went, no, I'm not having that. Even though on Twitter, people I don't know follow me, and I'll post the odd thing there. But it's a different thing, man.
Yeah.
My head's melted.
Reddit's for stalking. Like, I mean, that's, you just go in and I don't want to be seen ever. Like, at least on Twitter, there's some sort of understanding that there's a publicness to it. Like, it's not Reddit is you hide in the shadows and you look at cat videos and or whatever it is. Cops shooting black people. That's mostly what's Reddit's about. Like, isn't it?
Oh God. I don't know what the hell is going wrong. And like, if they go down, I'm going down again in a week or two. And like, am I going to come back and I'm going to be as bad? Because it's all on me. I know it's all on me. Like I can. But I know as well that like when you have these moments of depression, I know that in whatever, in a few days or in a week, I hope it doesn't last a week, fucking hell. It'll be the end of me tether if I have to go through this nonsense headache for another week. I know there is a kernel of knowledge that will turn up out of it. I know that. I'm just kind of struggling to find where it is at the minute. And, you know, like I got kind of down about my work and stuff as well when I got back. Because, like, when you're doing physical work, and even though you mightn't see the results of it straight away, like, for example, we had these fucking massive trees that we turned into lumber. One of them was 19 metres long. It's fucking huge. And it was about a metre in thickness, 1.3 in some parts. This tree's fucking hundreds of years old, like, you know. Yeah. And so we killed it. No, we didn't.
There for hundreds of years, it was in our way, so we killed it and burnt it so that we could be warm.
No, so I don't know where it was. It was bought anyway. Nothing to do with us. We didn't kill it. And but you see the process of turning a huge thing like that into like from those 2 trees, we'll have enough timber for a corral and 2 houses. That's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But you can see where it's going, kind of thing. But like when you have a job that's on the internet, it's a bit meaningless.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I know what you mean. It's the tactileness of the tree turning into a thing, rather than I've written 4 pieces for a website
I've
this
written
week.
600 words about some football match.
And particularly what you're doing, because this time next week, what you've written is literally out of date, and you know it's gone. It's not something that can be, or is it? Is it? I haven't read any of yours.
It's gone. Yeah.
It's
very. No.
Yeah.
They do keep them on the website, but it's useless information.
Yeah, because it's for things that are happening today, isn't it, or tomorrow, or this week?
Yeah. So like, I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? Do you know what the hell is what's the point, Tommy?
Well, you see, from an outsider's perspective, it seems like you're in flux at the minute, and you are right to kind of, in a sense, what am I doing with my life? Because what you want to be doing is, in a sense, the thing that you go on holiday to do. You know what I mean? It's like you go for a couple of weeks to do the thing you want, and then you have to come back to writing, sports betting.
But I love the writing part of what I do. It's amazing, you know what I mean? Like if you'd have told me 10, 15, 20 years ago, Spudge, you're going to be a football writer, I'm like, whoa, holy shit, man. Amazing. It is amazing, it's great. I love doing that. But it's just that I think the problem I have with it is that there's no tangibleness to it. There's nothing, you can't touch it.
If at the end of it there was a book collection, would it seem more worthwhile? Like if it was all going to be put into a book, or something?
Yeah, I suppose, maybe, that would make a bit more sense. But it wouldn't that type of thing I write wouldn't work with a book. Yeah, I suppose that's a good way of thinking about it. If it had been something like that, that would make a bit more sense. All right, I don't know. It's just so good. I reckon as well, because like, you know, you can. I suppose it's the big difference between like, okay, today we're whatever filling holes with concrete or something, and you see that you're useful and you're productive and you're doing something, and as well you're helping the people who own it or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing greater than there really isn't. There's a few things, but one of the best things to do is to just help people and to not want anything back. Just right. I have time. What do you want me to do? Yeah. It's amazing. Like it's just a lovely thing to do for people.
And like it makes you feel great. Like so, I mean, it's you feel.
Of course it does.
Brilliant.
Of course it does, because I'm helping you, man. Here, I'm helping you, and they appreciate it as well, you know. But like, when like, I don't know, you're just doing some, but it's not dead end job or anything like that. It's a good job that has led to other things and stuff. But it's just like, you're looking at a computer screen and like the world is going on outside, and you're like, what am I doing in here? It's like I'm sitting at a screen. Ugh. You get me?
Yeah, I do, but it's like, is it not just a case of going, well, I have to do this so that I can, live in a house and feed my kids and all that? But I mean, that's not good enough for me. That's literally, so I understand. It's not at all. But like that's the answer. That's what it's that's what you're doing. But,
no, that is the answer. Just fucking okay. Say, like right, 4 hours every day, suck dick. The rest of it is yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't do it. So fair dues to you for doing it. No thanks. Not for me.
The worst thing is that my job is really great. Like my job is really great.
Like the thing, like my main job in my life was a sound engineer, and like as much as I absolutely fucking hated it, I mean, it's not the worst job in the world at all. Like it's still, but it's just like, no thanks. It's a peculiar time, I'd say, if you spud, because you're literally torn between two worlds, and you have to. Does it take you as long to acclimatise to when you go down there, or are you instantly in the flow?
Come on, man! You don't get any time.
Yeah, right.
We drove down there on the Saturday, and we went into the house, had some food. He said, "Right, get your boots. We're going to the horses." All right. That was it. I didn't take off my boots then for 2 weeks.
Right, okay. Nice.
But you don't have time. You've fucking new horses trying to do the things you have to do with them and building and stuff. There's no. I think that's another thing as well. I get pointed that out to me. She's very smart, that woman, because I'm too thick to realise. It's that you're all go for so long. You're working 14, 16-hour days kind of thing for 2 weeks, and then you come back home and you realise, actually your work is done in 2 hours, like.
Yeah.
So, and then there's the rest of the day to think. And it's like the dog in fucking Earthworm Jim, Yeah.
The dog in what?
Do you remember the dog in Earthworm Jim? He used to turn into a kind of Hulk thing.
No, I'm not familiar with the cartoon at all.
Yeah, I
know what it is, but yeah.
So the Peter, I think, was the dog's name, and anytime he'd lose his temper, he'd turn into the Hulk or whatever it was. And he had this little poem. It's some famous poem. I don't remember what it's from. I must not fear is the little death that brings total oblivion. I must not fear is the little death that brings. And then he was just.
Fear is the mind killer. That's from June.
Fear is the mind killer. Yeah. That's it. What's it from?
June, isn't it? That Frank Herbert book. Fear is the mind killer. Yeah, I think so. It's that or an American president, one or the other. Like it's it's something. It's some quote. It's usually an American president said it. And so
Theodore Roosevelt used to say to people when he used to poo in front of people to intimidate them.
I heard that. I think you told me that.
That's a power move. Huh?
Yeah, that's a real power move. Yeah, I must start doing that. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Next time, just leave the door open and just come here a second. Come here. What's crack? So
that's all. Just don't mind me moaning. I'll dig my way out of it.
Did you? I assume you didn't get any meditation or any of that practice done at all? Your absence from the Epoch study group channel has been noted for the last.
Yeah, no, I can't. I haven't had time. I brought the book with me and didn't even open it because I had.
Did you get the replacement book yet? Did you?
I did, yeah. Fair play to the Epoch people and Peter Carroll and whoever. What's the name of the other? It's Peter Carroll anyway. It's his thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So fair play to them for replacing that. There was a mix-up with the print was wrong in it. Some pages were in the wrong place, or not pages were in the wrong place. You could
20 of them missing.
There were pages missing, and there was duplicates of the wrong pages there. Anyway, whereas there was a couple of days where I had to do it all on my own, with the foals and the horses and all that kind of thing. And it's grand. I had it down to a T, how to do it, and fucking horses are skittish, man. There's a pregnant horse there, and there's two other horses with young foals, and one of the horses with the oldest foal now fucking hates the pregnant one, and they fight like mad. And man, like I'm standing in between them, and they're trying to bite at each other, and I'm like, well, I'm so glad I spent all those hours learning to meditate, because it's totally fucking useful, isn't it?
That fucking and algebra is really paying dividends right now.
Here's me one step from fucking full-on enlightenment type of thing or something, and here's these horses going at each other. I'm like, well, that was useless. Why did I bother learning that? Because my nerves are in fucking bits, like, you know what I mean? I don't know anything about horses. I know fuck all about horses. But here's two horses trying to literally kill each other, and I'm in the middle. There's these massive animals, and I'm this fella who doesn't okay. They learn commands, but they don't know any fucking English commands. And I'm like, shouting at them in English, and the horse is like, what the fuck is this bald idiot at? Jesus. He looks well, though. He's lost weight, in fairness.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Tommy, to get to the... I broke up the fight, and everything was all right.
Fair
And I
dues.
went outside, and I sat down, and it was a gorgeous day, and I said, you know what? I have about half an hour or an hour now before the bossman comes back. I'm just going to close my eyes and meditate. And it was gorgeous, all right?
Right.
Birds were singing, the bees were having sex with elephants, there was bison in the distance, wolves were howling, it was all glorious. And I'm just sitting there, and I felt this, I don't know how to explain it now, what happened. I felt this female-y presence, but it was very loving but also aloof. You know, didn't care, but it also really loved maybe attention. I opened my eyes, the cat was sitting on my fucking lap.
A perfect description.
I was so deep in it that I didn't feel the fuckers fucking jump up on me.
You became one
and
with
I woke
the cat.
up and I went,
Nice.
fucking ginger cat there sitting on my lap, like, where'd you come from? You know? No, I didn't do much. I did as much as I could when I had the time, because, you know, I'm obviously a meditation junkie now.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to do it every day. You don't feel right, but like even, I mean, I suppose the great thing about it is that you can find it. You can find ways of doing it that are just really short, and it's just kind of what was it? I was listening to or reading something about, like, you know, if you're all just too much in your head, just listen to the sounds going on around you. Just pay attention to them. You know, like a bird sings, you just say, "Oh, that's a bird." A car exhaust goes off. It just keeps you out of your. It just keeps you in the present rather than thinking about maybe coulda, woulda, shoulda, anxiety, depression. Because depression is thinking about the past, anxiety is thinking about the future. So instead, just kind of pay attention to noises that are, even if it's cups banging off each other or whatever it is. Like, it's just right. Okay, I'm here. I am here. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Too much in my head kind of thing, you know?
It's kind of an ongoing mindfulness type thing, I suppose.
Yeah, but just trying to catch yourself to do it as well. And then, like, yeah, especially when just this time of year when there's so many birds stuff singing, you're like, isn't that lovely? Isn't that great, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just trying to do that. But, yeah, no, I'll be grand. I'll just, I don't know. It just happens. Work your way through it. You get there. There'll be some kind of knowledge that'll come out of this. Well, I know the knowledge is. It's just man up. You're not supposed to say man up anymore, are you?
No,
but
no.
Like,
I know what you mean, but you mean by man up is different from what other people mean by man up. In fairness, means it's like.
I don't mean alpha male. I just mean.
It's not the toxic masculine.
No, I don't mean that. I mean just.
Yeah.
Face reality or do it, whatever it is, you know. So that's all. It's just like, stop being a moany bitch and just be a good dad. It's not that hard. Okay, I suppose.
Oh no, it is. No, it's hard. It is. But like, face
it's not, Tommy. It's not. Yeah. No, it's just perspective makes it look hard.
Yeah, the perspective of being a parent. Yes, that's the best that makes
people
it hard.
watching me parent. Me parent. From their perspective, it's like, wow, Spud makes a hard job of that, doesn't he?
He makes that as hard as he possibly can on himself and his kids.
But that's Spud. Spud likes it like that, you know. He loves making things difficult for himself, because then the reward is even more. Pointless.
Pointless. Yeah, we're all going to die anyway. What's the point? 200 years, no one will even remember my name. So that's the end of that. Yeah, happy times. It's all worthwhile in the end because we all die. I could return to the void where we once came.
Return to the void. Reunification with whatever it is we believe this week.
Whatever you choose to believe, that's fine. Couple of bits at the minute.
What you been at?
Well, I've been reading Duncan Balfour's new book that I hold up to the camera that no one else will see.
Very good.
Yeah, we did a podcast about a dark song, didn't we? We talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, we did, yeah.
But I'm looking through the thing through the feed, and I can't find it. So it's obviously on. It's an early enough one where we obviously called it something else, but we definitely did talk about it. I was thinking of.
Oh no, we definitely did. Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah, it's a decent film, yeah.
Yeah,
The wank scene. Remember the wank scene? The wank scene. Does he have a chapter about that?
Oh yeah, it's a bit. He talks a lot about it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
No, it's fairly in depth, kind of like pulling apart of the movie and how it relates to magic and real magic. And but yeah, he's obviously well taken by the film, and it's a short enough book. It's let me see, what is it? So it's like, including notes and all that, it's about 137 pages, 140 pages. So like, I mean, I sat down for an hour yesterday and read half it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's that kind of. It's not. It's not one you'll be taking notes with or anything like that. It's good.
Oh, I mean to get a couple of his books, but he only sells them on, what's it, Lulu? What's
Lulu, yeah. Well, you can get they do filter through eventually after a while onto Book Depository and Amazon and stuff from Lulu. They'll just be out in Lulu first. Yeah. So I think like more. Or the original Cult Experiments in the Home is on Book Depository anyway, or it was last week when I was kind of looking, so, yeah. No,
because the postage from Lulu to Europe is just ridiculous. So
it's localised.
To Ireland, yeah, but the postage to Ireland isn't too bad. So the next time I come home, which is in 2030 maybe, the way things are going, I'll order a couple of them, you know.
Yeah, because I think that if you order them in Ireland, like they get sent from the UK or whatever, you know, that whole kind of lightning source or whatever print on demand place that they have, that does all the Amazon books. The other book to come out this week is Magia by Alan Chapman.
I haven't listened to how's his podcast? I haven't been listening to the podcast.
Podcast is brilliant. Yeah, he's kept it fairly quiet for some reason. I don't know, or at least I missed the announcement. But it's kind of, the first one is about his talking about something he talks about in one of the posts, one of the blog posts or whatever. So it's not him just reading it around; it's him talking around it, and it's done well, and you can tell that he's. It's not like us. He actually edits it and puts it together, and is definitely, has notes and knows what he's talking about. So it's well laid out, and it's good. And he's a good voice for it, and it works quite well with the 1.5 speed, which is always handy for Tommy's listening pleasure. So I've just.
He's a smart chap. He's a smart buckle. Duncan is.
Yeah. For people who don't know, Duncan Barford was one half of the Baptist Head website with Alan Chapman. Well, 1/3. There was a Sean at the beginning as well, who went to do something else. I don't know what his story was. And the other half of the Baptist Head, or other 1/3, whatever you look at, was Alan Chapman. His book Magia came out this week. Well, I haven't got it yet because Amazon UK won't sell it to me. For some reason,
that's mad. Yeah. Where'd you got it? Amazon Germany.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still going to get printed in the UK and sent to me. So it's just so bizarre.
You know what? It'd probably be printed in Poland, man. You know,
most of the print ones is the Lightning source, and it says printed in the UK. But that doesn't mean it is
No.
Yeah.
Because I can't get it on Polish Amazon. I got it on German Amazon, even though almost all of the German warehouses are in Poland.
Yeah.
Germany loves building things in Poland.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there.
He went there. He did. I just like to point out that the cover of Magia does include the sun rising above the mountain, as predicted by Tommy on this podcast a number of months ago. Again, when we were talking about the evolution of the Tempe sigil into the ion, into now the cover of Magia. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because it's more than just the transcript of the audios. It seems to have the transcript of, or at least a discussion around anniversary talks.
If you sign up to his newsletter on magia.org.com, whatever it is.
MagiaTeaching.org, I think it is, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Put in the Alan Chapman Magia.
You get the book anyway. He sends you the PDF, but it's the same thing because it's written in a kind of a poetry kind of way, isn't it? The Alabaster and all that stuff. Yeah, I'd only read 20 or 30 pages of it, and then I said, I'll wait till the book comes out. Fuck it.
It's definitely one of those that it doesn't really work as a PDF. I printed it out myself, and it's much easier. But I mean, it's just the audio. So I mean, but there is something part of your brain that understands things differently reading it than there is when you're just listening to it. Like it's that whole thing.
Oh God, yeah.
Even apart from the speeding up the audio thing that I do, if I don't do that, I can't give it my full attention in the way that you have to give a book your full attention, or you just just stop. Like
audiobooks are handy, but I have done it with a few, but there's no point in listening to something that's heavy or you know, like fiction is fucking great for audiobooks.
Yeah.
But like something like, you know, Carl Jung or something, like, oh my god, like sure, you'd crash. How could you pay attention? You know.
Yeah, I still have done it though, but it's like it's kind of the way I kind of feel with that kind of stuff is I'll aim to listen to it more than once, you know, so that I try and grasp a bit more of it, and then don't. You know what I mean? I make a plan, and then don't. Yeah. But so other than that, I've been listening to Jamie Wheel's audiobook. It's really good. I like him. I mean, he's very much even down to his. Not his accent. His accent's I quite like the way he speaks, but his momentum.
Is he an
and his
Aussie or
phrasing.
is he American? I can't place him.
I can't place his accent, but it seems to be American. But there's a twang of some description.
Sounds Australian sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, in particular words. But he has a kind of.
He has no Wikipedia page.
No.
What the fuck is it all about?
Well, the guy he wrote the book with, his first book, Stealing the Fire, has one. So I don't know. Like, maybe it's a deliberate thing. I know you have to be at a certain level of fame to be allowed a wiki page. Maybe he's not considered significant enough. But yeah, he has a very much the kind of speech patterns and talks very much like Ken Wilber, who is the guy who was behind Integral, and Jamie Wheel was part of the Integral movement for 20 years, I think, or a number of years. And you can hear every now and again, particularly when he's talking about topics that are integral based, you know, like tears and all that kind of stuff. He has the same kind of inflection and stuff, so you can tell he spent a lot of time in that. But he also, there's a great video on Rebel Wisdom. Rebel Wisdom's a really good YouTube channel. I like it anyway. Like, I mean, I don't agree with all of it, but at least I know the direction it's trying to do and what it's trying to attempt to do. Yeah. And it also has popcorn with the whole Brian Rose Mayor, which is now finished, sadly. But he has a video on it just kind of explaining his opinions on, you know, Ken Wilber, Integral, and where it failed, where he left, and what's good about it, and I suppose in a sense he's trying to bring it into the kind of a modern day or the way we think now, and see its failings and try to improve upon it, because it's kind of trust of his book, which what's it called, Recapture the Rapture or something like that.
Recapture the Rapture, yeah.
Is that like can we have cults that aren't shitty? Like, that is can we take all the good things of, I suppose, religion or organisations like that have kind of, you know, when cults start off, those mostly start in a good place. We go, let's do things differently. Let's like honour the individual or have a small community and whatever. And then it turns, you know, egos and there's nightmares and sexual abuse, all of that. That's, you know, standard practice. Is it possible to have a kind of an open source system or thought or way of looking at these things that takes the best bits of all of these? And of course the answer is probably no, but that, you know, like, no, you know, it's late, like, I mean, I'm only halfway through it, so it's only laid out some of the kind of things around it, but there's, you know, he has some good ideas, and, you know, I like the whole idea. He has a whole chapter on particular breeding and how it's connected and all of these things, but it's good. You spent a bit of time with him too. I don't think you've read the book yet though, have you?
No, I haven't read any books, but I've watched pretty much as much as I can on it. I had made some notes on some other thing, but I brought up the wrong ones with me.
Such is life. Years ago, when I was part of the RuneSip community, there was a kind of a drive to start sending letters to each other, like physical letters, because people weren't doing it anymore, and was trying to, in a sense, bring some sort of old school type of thing to communication thing before, rather than just, you know, as you were giving out a bit earlier about just sitting in front of computers and all that kind of thing. So one guy in particular, he started sending me letters, and it was really nice, and we were writing for a while. But when I moved into the office, I in some way lost his letter, so I didn't have his address, so I couldn't write back to him. But he sent me a letter this week, so I now have his address, which is great. He doesn't want to be named, but he has some questions for myself and yourself. So
let's do it.
If you're down, yeah. So, while non-Patreons can't be choosers, might you entertain a few requests and questions for your podcast? Although no one is expecting you to represent the sentiments of your entire country, in addition to topics of magic and wellness, might you talk about era and popular opinion now? One is, we don't call it era, ever. That's just not something that's an or Aaron. I used to a couple of American cultists used to call it Aaron. Like, yeah, don't.
Well, in fairness, I mean, I kind of like it when people do say Éire, because Éire is the whole island.
Yeah. It was Gladstone
Well,
that came up with it, though, isn't it, or something, or that at least did in a Michael Collins film I once watched, where he was saying that the old name is
I don't
Éire.
remember. Yeah, I'm not too sure if it is no, she'd. What's the goddess? There's a goddess.
Erin.
Erin. That's where the name comes from. Yeah. I'm not too sure who actually christened the country that, because I don't think we ever called. I don't think it was always just Ireland or Éireann. Éireann, yeah, not Éire. Éireann.
Yeah, and
Yeah, so there you are.
it's just Ireland is how I refer to it. I don't really even say Republic of Ireland. That just sounds weird.
Oh, God, no.
Unless I'm talking about the football team, which is the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah.
Football.
Even then I say Ireland.
Ireland,
And then the other one is Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, yeah. Okay, so here for one, and I agree with him with this. Before, during, or after your conversations with Spud, if it does not break your train of thought, could you mention the source of the major process, meme, or concept that you were talking about? As something I think we're very guilty of is just kind of assuming that everyone knows what we're talking about and just rushing straight into it. But I do try my best to put show notes in, and most of the time. But I've been getting better at that. So I'll try just to that. Okay. So when you talk with Spud, could you talk about to what extent Catholicism tastes different in Poland versus Ireland? Would it be accurate to say Poland is the freedom to be as Catholic as you want to be, whereas in Ireland it's fool me twice, shame on me? What do you feel it's a difference?
Explain that to me. I don't really
so
understand.
how does Catholicism differ?
I get the first part of the question.
Yeah.
The second part?
That is just it's like kind of restating it in a different language. Kind of is it that Poland is a bit more accepting of different kind of forms of Catholicism, where in Ireland, Ireland is it a case that Ireland has said throwing baby and bathwater at, or what's?
No, okay, I'll give you an example. So one of the friends of ours came down from Warsaw while I was down in the country. And in my part of Poland, it's the only part of Poland that has, it's more or less a 50-50 split between Catholics and Protestants. It's the only part, and it comes from when the Habsburgs used to run the place. And was it the Habsburgs or the ones before? Doesn't matter. One of them was a Protestant followers. So this is the only part of Poland where still, and she didn't know that. She lives in Warsaw. She didn't know that, But the whole rest of the country, and she didn't know that because the whole country is seen as just totally Catholic. Even though there are some kind of native Muslims, Tatars they're called, who live in the Tatar Mountains. And they come from the Tataria people, who apparently don't exist. Yeah, exactly, who apparently don't exist. So they come from that. There's not many. I mean, I think it only numbers at like 1,000 or something like that. But they have their own kind of tradition and kind of language and stuff like that. But they've integrated with the Poland's a mad place because it's right in the centre of Europe, and it's always been a melting pot of different cultures and cuisines and stuff like that. Like Aga was saying to me, there's only one Polish dish that is totally 100% Polish. Everything else can be traced kind of from somewhere else. Oh, that comes from Russia, or that comes from the Jews who were here, that comes from Hungary, that comes from Scandinavia, yada yada yada. But the Zurich soup, it's lovely. It's made from barley rye, and you put an egg in it. It's like a stew. It's like a stew, but like a sour stew. It's lovely. But Poland is quite. Depends. Okay, the difference between Polish Catholics and Irish Catholics is that they're more, what's the word? Not fundamentalist. They're dogmatic here.
Oh, right,
more
okay.
dogmatic here. Because Irish people are fairly fucking relaxed anyway. You know what I mean? And they'd be more dogmatic in their beliefs here.
Like literalist in that's in the Bible, that's our...
No. I don't mean that, but more like it's not because something in the Bible. It's more like it's because that's what a priest said. That's what you believe.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's like, if there's still plenty of people around who would like, well, the priest said not to vote for abortion, so I'm not voting for abortion. Kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So they still kind of listen to people in power.
Right, so like kind of Ireland in the 80s sort of thing, and 90s, I suppose.
Yes
less
and
on
no. I never liked that comparison because it makes it sound like Poland is behind.
Right. Yes.
No, like
Yeah.
we're all in the 21st century. We're all at the same. We're all at the same kind of coalface of the goings on in the world, but it's the church just still has a lot more power here because there are a lot more people who go to church. It's gone down quite a lot even since I moved here. There's more and more sex scandals coming out all the time. The one great thing that I do like about the Polish sex scandals here is that a lot of them, not all of them of course, there are lots of kiddie fiddling stuff that went on, but there's quite a lot of like housekeepers who get pregnant and kind of stuff.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
They were sharing the bath water. Oh my god. Wait, what was he doing in the bath then? You know, what? What's going on here? Oh god, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to wrap it all up. Poland is more Catholic than Ireland.
Right.
So it is. But probably less superstitious than us. Actually, no, definitely less superstitious.
Okay, yeah.
Us.
Yeah, we
less,
have the whole folk Catholicism stuff going on.
Yeah, and less like less saints, because like in Ireland, everyone has their favourite saint that they pray to help find the wedding ring when they lose it or whatever. But you see less of that here, and you see less. You see less kind of holy shrines around the country. You see a few of them in rural places more, but it's not. It's a different kind of tradition in ours, because ours comes from the holy wells of the Druids and all that kind of stuff. We have it longer. There's a funny difference as well in that a lot of Poles don't really look at their history as being any older than their country. Poland's only 1,000 years old.
Okay.
But anything that happened before that isn't kind of seen as Poland, which is kind of blows my mind.
Right.
But
okay.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it?
Because
Ireland's only 100 years old or something. Really, 100 or 1930 something we became a republic, wasn't it? So,
yeah.
It's only 100 years old or something. But like our history goes back to 5,000-6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Whereas they don't really. Most people don't really see it that way here.
Is it a case of that there was other people there and then people moved in, or is it like it
would have been. It would, but before Poland became a country, it would have been all just different Slavic tribes, Celtic tribes. Well, Slavics. There were Slavs by then, and then you had Northerners, Scandinavians as well, settled and stayed. That kind of the Germanics. But yeah, because the first king of Poland brought all the tribes together as one country. Right. That's just seen as that's the start. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like nothing went on before.
It's kind of similar to the American thing of like, oh well, America, the actual physical land just didn't even exist, before 1644, whatever it is, or whenever that first Viking arrived over. It's actually Columbus or Saint Colum Kill Michael. He was meant to be the first, wasn't he? Whoever he was. Right. So Poland's Catholic, Ireland's Catholic, differently. So
Poland is more Catholic.
More Catholic, yeah. Okay. What was your impression if you watched the film of Float Like a Butterfly? I haven't seen the film, so I personally don't know. Have you seen the film Float Like a Butterfly?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Hazel Dupe performed wonderfully. The locations were vivid, and the lifestyle travellers might give pause to over enthused about tiny heads and wheels. Also, I assume it's about travellers in Ireland. This is also the first film I watched in which the Irish were the smarmy, abusive bad guys. Have you had experiences with travellers? How large is their presence in Irish society? I used to live with some travellers. They were very nice people. They're still quite prevalent. You see them like they come in the town I live. There was a traveller community on the bypass road for about a year, up until they started building houses and that got them moved. But yeah, they're getting a lot of settled traveller in Dundalk as well, where the town I grew up in. What was it like in Wexford, travellers wise?
Oh yeah, my town, where I'm from is it's not half and half, but yeah, there's a lot of settled travellers who live there, and having a name like Murphy growing up, it was a bit. Some things were a little bit harder for me because people see Murphy from Timon, and they think straight away I'm a traveller as well.
I would never have connected Murphy as a traveller name at all.
No, but in Wexford you would.
All right, okay, yeah. More here would be
definitely.
Wards and what's the other ones? I can't remember. There's about like 3 probably big names here. Which is odd. If they're travelling, you would assume that I've met some Murphy travellers.
You would think so, yeah. No, I mean, look, I know loads from growing up with them. I sat beside lads in school. I've drank pints with them since school, kind of thing. Doesn't bother me, man.
Yeah,
I've absolutely no. I don't understand the generalised abuse that they get.
Xenophobia. Is that what you mean? The general bigotry.
No, it's it's just people give out about them. But like every community has bad people. It's kind of like whenever people would give out about the travellers where I'm from, I just turn it back on them and say, yeah, but sure, it's no different than what someone on such a street is doing.
Yeah.
You know, there's criminals everywhere. It's not. It's not that there's nothing you can do. There's plenty you can do, but like, it's that just saying, oh, they're bad because X, Y, Z. Yeah, but also your neighbours are bad because X, Y, Z. You know, what are you doing about them? The government should. Yeah, the government balls.
Yeah. The travellers make great fight videos. That's all I can tell you. That you used to be able to see on YouTube, but not so much anymore.
Yeah. That's what you should do, mate. Check out traveller fight videos on YouTube, and you'll see lads dissing each other in kind of a West Coast, East Coast American gangster rap style. Put on the subtitles though. You might find it difficult.
Yeah.
They're good crack. They're funny. Yeah, I'll shite in the bucket. I will. What is he talking about? Shiting in the bucket. I'll shite in the bucket and put it over your head. What kind of a fight move is that? Imagine the next Mortal Kombat.
That's a power move. That's a power move.
And the next Mortal Kombat fighter is, you know, Jerry O'Murphy, and his power move, he fucking just goes in for the kill and he drops the cax and drops it over his. That'd be awful.
Oh, brilliant! Finish him. Shit on him.
Look, I'm not going to say I haven't met bad travellers, because I have.
Oh yeah, I definitely have too.
I've met some proper criminals.
I've definitely met more non-traveller bad
I've definitely met more good. I mean, you might have known this fella. There was King Jamie. Did you ever hear of him? Years ago, there was a video went around about him. He was the king of the travellers. He won a boxing match.
Yes.
So he used to drink in a pub I worked in, and his brother saved my life one night. There was a fight, massive fucking fight going on, because for some reason the locals didn't like the lads coming in. But like you're taking on a man who's called the king of the travellers.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to win that fight?
Yeah.
I'm from Dublin, I shouldn't fucking be here. Yeah, but like, king of the travellers, man, he's going to kill you.
Yeah. You're dead.
So this huge fight went down, and a bar stool was coming down over my head, and his brother grabbed it and fucking took it away. But they love me because, like, I got talking to them months before that, working there, and we knew the same people.
All right.
You know, like they knew people from my village, kind of thing, you know. And we were best mates after that. We're sound. They'd come in and they'd buy cans and they'd, Johan, go on, have one with us. Like, lads, I'm working. Go on. Yeah. So I would.
Yeah, I mean, and like,
nice lads.
I lived in flats, and the family moved in below us, and just they end up like, if they like you, they'll do anything for it. They'll literally die for you. I mean, they'll literally die for you. There's no question. Like, so, you know.
I haven't a bad word to say about travellers, because if it's just a bullshit generalisation to say something bad, because there's just bad people everywhere and good people. There are better people everywhere as well, you know.
That's it. Okay, so at one point I was trying to find out if the word pioneer was related to the word pawn, and came across Ireland's Pioneer Total Abstinence Association. Well, it's nice to see a non-militarised, that's debatable, non-coercive version of DARE. I wonder if Pioneers management consider teaching how to make better decisions and informed choices rather than promoting the one-size-fits-all solution of temperance. Is drinking really a big problem in Ireland? Is it? Yeah, it is. Not enough drink, that's the problem.
Depends where you compare it to, isn't it? Because, like, I remember a friend of mine years ago, he spent a summer in Colorado, and his girlfriend's family used to always give out to him that he drank too much, but he'd drink like 4 or 6 cans of beer on a night. Do you know? And like, what? Why would they give out to you? They were like, ah, man, they used to say I was an alcoholic, and yeah.
Well, was it every night, like, or just
what the fuck? Like, no, it wouldn't be every night.
Yeah.
But like, even if it was every night, is that alcoholism? That's just 4 beers after work. Like, I mean, you're 21, 22 years of age. That's nothing.
Yeah. I remember sometime it was like around that 22, 23 something. I used to be drinking in a bar called Russell's, and just asking, someone come in and go, oh, did you get up to anything last night? And the kind of general consensus was, oh no, it's a quiet night. Just had about 8 or 9 pints, just went home. nothing mad.
Yeah. Could you imagine drinking 8 or 9 pints now? You'd be bits for 3 or 4 days.
Oh man, yeah, that's it. That's the month, just right off that month, like, yeah.
I don't know, Ireland's alcoholism is strange, because
we're very functional with our alcoholism.
Very functional, and as well because it's done in such short binge drinking sessions that people kind of just get used to that way of drinking. Like, it's a totally different way. Remember when I came over here first? It's like, oh, we're going to the pub tomorrow. Oh, grand, Jeff. What time are we going? Like 7. What?
What?
why are we going so early to the pub? So, look, what time's the pub close at? 4. What? We're going to be there from 7 until 4. And she said, no, we don't have to stay until closing time.
What? What's wrong with you?
Because in Ireland, but Ireland's so fucking stupid with the way we drink. Because like, our pubs close at say 12, so we go at 10.
Yeah,
and we drink 8 or 9 pints as quickly as we can, and not just go earlier. Because like, we're not going earlier. Fucking cool people don't. There's no cool people in the pub at 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to sit there on my own at 12.
It's so fucking strange. Hopefully they will change the licensing laws though to make it. Because here, like, what I like about drinking here is that, look, people get wrecked. So they do. Like, you'll often see tables in pubs that'll have, I mean, like on the weekends, and you'll see a group of 5 or 6 lads, and they'll just be drinking bottles of vodka. They'll drink a bottle, they'll order another one, they'll order a third one, a fourth one, and they're butchered.
Yeah.
But as drunk as Irish people, but they're just a bit more well behaved because there's not a pressure on them to have to be finished by 12 o'clock and get a thing home. Because like if the pub closes at 12, the one next door is open until 2 or 4 or 6 or whatever. There's no pressure on you.
And this, I suppose, the other thing of off licenses not being open till 11 in the morning or 12 on a Sunday. All this
That's
kind of thing.
crazy.
It's so stupid. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, just when you prohibit prohibition, it makes it just more like, Jesus. I was in Lidl one time, wanted to buy a bottle of champagne for a friend, and it was 5 to 12, and she wouldn't sell it to me. So I just stood there for 5 minutes, held up the queue like an arsehole.
Yeah. Oh, nice one. Good move.
I know I didn't. I stood out of the way. I didn't hold up the queue.
The next question is mostly for me. It's I've never been to your country. My impression is that it's green, rainy and magic. So why would you want to live in Italy? Which is because I said I want to retire in Italy. Because Italy is green, sunny and magic. That's the answer. How did Irish people you know or know about feel about the prospect for United Ireland? The 26+6. Is this a desired outcome? Is everyone generally resigned to the border staying the way they are? I don't care is my answer, to be quite honest about it. It doesn't. I can see United Ireland being a giant pain in the hole in many ways and great in many ways, and lots of people being happy, lots of people being unhappy, possibility of civil war yet again, possibility of everyone being happy together. It's like, I don't know. It's like, it seems more likely that it's going to happen now than it has in the last 100 years though. But possibly not. I don't know. I don't really follow it. What's your thoughts now?
I think it kind of has to happen. Just the way things are going with now, it's Scottish. There'll be another Scottish referendum, and when the Scots leave, like the Ulster Unionists kind of lose a major part of their identity when Scotland leaves the Union. Because that's what they come from. They come from Scottish Protestants who planted in Ireland, and set up set up shop there with free land taken from people, taken from the natives, and so when that part of their identity goes, I mean, what the hell are they going to do? Like, they're just like, we want to remain part of the United Kingdom, okay, but United Kingdom's in bits when Scotland leaves,
Yeah.
So they won't really have that kind of argument to go back on. Look, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they're going to handle it because it's a mind fuck.
One suggestion was that Ireland rejoins the Commonwealth, and it's like, no, thanks, I don't want that.
Yeah, but why? There's no benefit to join the Commonwealth.
No, there isn't.
There's the European Union, which is way bigger, way more powerful, and has far more shiny letters or shiny things on top.
But you have the Commonwealth Games, though. There's a sports element to it.
Sure, who cares? Like Commonwealth Games, like, Yeah, no, I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know. I mean, you'd like to see one island, one country. You'd like to see the different sports teams come together as kind of one thing, but I don't know. And what's weird as well is that, geez, I know plenty of Northern Protestants, and they're sound.
Yeah,
it's just this small weirdo minority who just like, I don't know. I don't really understand how.
Excuse me.
How a unionist calls himself British anyway, because, like, sorry lads, the title is the United Kingdom of Britain and Northern Ireland. So, like, if you're born in Northern Ireland, you're not British, you're Northern Irish, which means you're Irish. You're Irish, but you're part of the United Kingdom. That doesn't mean you're British, because you weren't born in Britain. You were born in Ireland.
You get a British passport.
No, but the passport is for the United Kingdom. It's United Kingdom passport.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
It's this weird thing that
Britain
they don't know their own identity.
Is Britain and Scotland, Wales and England, is that British then? Or is it just...
I suppose Isle of Man and the other islands.
Jersey and
as well.
stuff, right.
Jersey, the matter Jersey is British, and it's like beside France.
I know, yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah. But I mean, so are the Falklands, aren't they? So I mean,
you mean Las Malvinas? Our young one is called Malvina, and someone gave out to me, it's like, what, is that because of the Falklands? I'm like, what? No, it's a cool name, man. I'm not that much of a fucking Irish Republican.
Call my daughter after the Falkland
Call
Islands.
my daughter after some disputed island. Imagine.
What is the state of Irish-Scottish relations? Is Scotland the Borg of Ireland, having been assimilated into the British Empire? I expect that the Irish envy the Scottish for their relatively mild treatment, resources notwithstanding, at the hands of the UK government. Well, that's debatable. We've not seen Braveheart.
A Scottish person wouldn't say that.
No, definitely not. Jesus. Have the Scottish have anything to be envious of the Irish? Well, we have you too. What have they got? Simple minds.
We spell whiskey the proper way.
Yeah. And other things, I'm sure.
Wait, is there anything Scotland should be jealous of us of?
Yeah, envious.
Well, we have a republic.
Yeah.
There's a big one right there, buddy. Not we. I don't live there anymore.
Yeah, I'm reminded of the expat speaking on behalf of the country.
Yeah. I don't live there anymore.
I'm reminded of the parable of the dog by the campfire talking to the wolf about how great it was to get regular food and a warm place to sleep, with just one little tether-related inconvenience. We get on well with the Scots. Like, there's no... It's like, I mean, that scene in Braveheart where the Irish arrive and everyone just shakes hands rather than fight each other is probably, as accurate a portrayal.
I'd say that's the only true thing in that film.
Literally, yeah. Everything else is less truth. But it's even the guy who wrote it says at the beginning of the book of it. I remember saying that this is how I wanted it to be. So that's fair enough.
Okay, fair enough, man. Scots are great. Look on the what you're saying there, but it's better to get the dog. Like, I know people who voted in the last IndyRef Scotland, and they did vote to stay in because of it's better the devil you know kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's gone now.
Yeah.
That's definitely gone now. With fucking Boris Johnson, Jesus Christ.
There was talk of an Irish-Scottish conglomeration as well at one point, but I don't know how that would work on a practical level either. Okay, final question. well, this is me. I'll actually do this in a different video. We want an opinion on education, graphic design, and audio recording. But that's you're a sound engineer too. So what you did? You actually did sound engineer college, didn't you?
Yeah, Ballyfermot, yeah.
Ballyfermot, yeah.
Crack.
Yeah. Was that worthwhile? Was it something that you found beneficial? No. I learned it. Anyone I met from Ballyfermot didn't know how to actually do sound engineering. So.
And I learned a lot from it. But
was that like the rock school that you went to? Is it?
Yeah, it was part of it. Yeah, no, the rock school is just the music bit. What I didn't do, and what I regret not doing, is using it as an opportunity to network and get to know more people. You know, because like you're 18, you're like, I can do this on my own, man. Whereas that, like, if I went into it now, I'd just be like everyone's best friend.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'd be everyone's best friend just to know, because I know that in 4 or 5 years' time, I'd end up getting some work out of it, because friends hire friends. Friends don't hire the fucking little prick 18-year-old who think he knows
knows it all. Yeah. I'm better than all of you other people.
You know,
yeah, but that's the kind of Irish thing of that you think that there's only one slot available for any of these things. I remember in bands when I was in like my 20s, and there was like the local scene, and it was like the kind of devastating news if one of the other bands, you know, had some sort of success, because it felt like that's that one place that's available to us that's now been taken, and they're like, that's not how. And besides, the joke always was that we all these bands fighting about where the Cores were actually the band from Dundalk that made it. I don't know, you know, they were part of the scene. Like, that's why they made it. They weren't part of that scene of that kind of.
It's the matter, like the last successful Irish band around the world was the fucking Cores.
The Cores, yeah.
Oh, awful. Like, when's the last good Irish band? Cranberries. Okay, the Cranberries. Yeah, all right. Fairly good.
Well, so Corona's probably the biggest one at the minute. I don't have the Irish band, the Frames, but they're going 30 million years. Well, he won an Oscar, didn't he?
What's that one? Oh, Jesus. Oh, what's the name of that band from Dublin? There's
Boomtown
two
Rats.
at the minute. No. There's two at the minute getting good airplay on 6 Radio. One is Girl Band, and the other is the Tits McGee. What the fuck was their name?
Right,
what's the name of that pizza place that the Fun Loving Criminals had? It's something like that.
Eamon Doran's.
Yeah, but what was the pizza bit?
Was it not just Doran's? Dolan. I can't remember.
Oh, that's killing me. It's got some. Oh, what's their name?
The Hard Rock Cafe thing. They're across from Doran's. We will work it out and put it in the show description. Or won't. Answered on a postcard. Who is the girl band? Not called Tits McGee.
No. There's a band called Girl Band. They're very noisy,
okay,
shoegazy, very loud. They're quite good. But there's someone else. Six Music have them on all the time. They're from Dublin. They're really good, and I can't think of their name. The one that's in my head is Sleaford Mods. Was obviously not them. They're English. They are really good though. It's on the tip of my tongue, man. Damn it.
Oh well, it'll come to you as soon as we stop recording on it. So that's all the questions. That's all the things. You're going back down? Oh yeah, you're saying after in a week or so again.
Yeah, I'm going to go back down because there's more. They're putting up the trusses and the frames and the rafters, so I need to be there with a. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, to be honest. Just passing the screws to the lads, because.
Pass the screws on the left-hand side.
But I can't wait to go back to feel useful rather than feeling useless.
Yeah.
Which is, what the fuck is wrong? Why am I feeling useless? I do lots of things and I help the world in every way. Maybe it's the tangibleness of it. I reckon this is why, like, when I was doing the stand-up comedy podcast, like, this is why people get addicted to stand-up comedy, because it's just you instantly know if a joke is good or bad.
Yeah.
You'd straight away, you know. There's only two types of jokes, like good or bad. That's all.
Bad. Yeah,
that's all there is.
Yeah.
You know, and mad, isn't it? Maybe I should just put everything into a book and print it. It's not even depressing. See how bad my football tips are.
You know, and at the end of each one, did this pan out or not? Was this good advice or not?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Did you see the Bisons I had?
I did, yeah.
That was cool. I know, I sent it to you. Yeah, that was class. So yeah, it's just driving fucking home and you see 13 wild bison. I was so excited in the video, I got the name wrong. I called them buffalo. They're not buffalo. Buffalo, there's the oxen type ones that you see in India. There's no buffalo in America. They're all called bison. Everyone gets that wrong for some reason. Isn't that mad?
Yeah. That's
one of those weird language things that we've all just gotten wrong. There's one here in Poland where kidney beans aren't called kidney beans.
Oh, it's just the cashew nut thing that you said before or something.
Yeah.
So it's kidney
obviously
nuts
someone
or something.
it's just obviously someone just got like something mistranslated somewhere like 300 years ago, and it's just stuck since. It's mad the way language works like that. Absolutely mad. You know. Yeah, Tommy.
So that's it.
Bye.
No snappy, weird, funny ending. Just a kind of a dull, kind of falling back, just kind of sinking into the pit of despair, as we say.
I was meant to tell you a Persephone thing, wasn't I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So a while ago, I had this. I wrote this down now to make sure I wrote this down properly. What do I have here? I have the racist dad of a paedophile died. That was Prince. What's his name from a while ago? So I had this. I had this dream that was. I suppose it was lucid because. What's the definition of a lucid dream? A lucid dream means you control it, or does it mean that you know you're dreaming?
Technically, it's you know you're dreaming, but therefore you can control it. But it's just that you know you're dreaming. Yeah.
So yeah, this would probably be lucid then, because like I was in this. Not that I woke up, but I realised I was dreaming. I was in this forest. You know, that's how much of a loser I am. I dream about going to the forest.
So do I. It's great.
I love trees, nature. So I'm walking around this forest, and it's lovely. There's leaves on the ground. It's autumn or whatever, and they're crunching underneath me. And I'm walking along, and I think, fuck's sake. Okay, I know what's going to happen here. Okay, right. Let's get this over with. So I walk on another bit. And I'm out in this marshy meadow type of place, and it's all mucky and horrible. And I'm walking along, and I'm just going, okay, come on, let's just get this over with. I know what's coming. And then I see a cave. It's such a stereotypical dream, this journeying type dream of looking for something and get. And all these stereotypes were happening, and I was just going, okay, yeah, fine, that's this bit. So I find the cave, and there's things, you know those things Indiana Jones has, what the fuck are they called, to light the way down?
Torch.
No, not a torch, with the flamey thing. Are they called torches as well?
That seems so.
When you light them.
Oh, lantern.
Torches,
a lantern, is it? Like a lamp?
No, not a lantern. No,
oil lamp.
I love lamp.
I love lamp.
Anyway, so
an illumination stick. A glow stick.
No, but you know they have them in like those Egyptian movies, and there's these things lighting on the wall.
A torch.
Yeah, but they're not electric, and they're flame like. It's not a candle.
Yeah,
is it a torch? Maybe
it's a torch.
I have a fucking idea. Okay, a torch. So there's these torches on the wall, and I take one of them, and I'm walking along there, and I realise I don't need it because it's actually lit up all the way. So I put that down, and I go down these steps, and as I'm going down, it starts getting fucking cold. It goes from being like, you know, stalagmites, stalactites, cave, smooth walls, all that kind of nice stuff, and then it turns into this like ice cold, fucking freeze hell kind of thing, where the stalagmites and tights have met together, and these giant pillars of ice and horribleness and cold. And so I get down to the bottom of it, and I realise, okay, come on then, let's just get this over with, because I know what's coming.
Yeah.
You know, I know you're here, like, you know. And then I can see this kind of womanly shape walking between the pillars, and I'm still there going, look, I know this is happening. Like, come on, let's just get this over with. Like, I'm here to talk to fucking Persephone, you know.
Yeah.
Let's just get this over with. And as she turned around another pillar, this massive fucking Monty Python type cartoon cutout of a hand comes down and grabs me and boom, pulls me out, and I wake up and I'm like, come on!
Yeah, you weren't expecting that.
Fuck's sake! Like, and now for something completely different.
And a big
Bye-bye,
foot
Tommy.
comes down, blomp.
So you can all analyse that and send me your notes and whatnot.
Yeah,
to
that's a good one.
spudismiserable at gmail.com. Spud needs a hug at gmail.com.
Spudneedsahug.com. Bye.
Bye.
Nice one.